The sun has just set, casting a dim glow over a secluded house. Inside, Sarah, Jake, and Paul are gathering supplies, nailing boards over windows, stacking furniture by the doors. As darkness settled over the city, a fragile silence filled the house. They had found a sanctuary, but safety was just an illusion. Outside, the virus continued to spread, and every creak, every shadow, was a reminder that danger was near. Close-up shots of their hands working, their faces tense with exhaustion and fear. Jake and Paul argue over the need for additional barricades versus saving energy. Sarah tries to mediate. Jake, Paul, we can't afford to waste any more strength. This barricade will hold. Paul, are you crazy? We don't know what's out there. Sarah, please stop. Arguing won't help. We need a plan. Fear had a way of turning friends into foes. Their unity was fragile, bound by desperation. But in the end, they all knew the only way through was together. Suddenly, a loud bang on the door shocks them. Shadows move outside the boarded-up windows. Sarah covers her mouth, stifling a scream. It was the first test of their defenses. The virus had found them, and now it was clawing at the walls. The infected pound on the door, their moans and snarls filling the air. Jake holds a makeshift weapon, a broken chair leg, ready to fight if they break through. For the first time, they saw it up close. The twisted faces, hollow eyes, hands reaching desperately for life. This was no longer a city. It was a hunting ground, and they were prey. The barricades hold, but the infected continue to claw and pound, growing frustrated and eventually wandering off. The house is quiet again. Jake, Sarah, and Paul sit together, barely speaking. The strain is visible on their faces. The attack had ended, but the silence brought no peace. It was a reminder, a relentless warning of what waited outside. They start to ration their supplies, realizing that they might need to survive longer than they anticipated. Sarah, we need to be smart about our food. There's no telling how long we'll be here. Paul, it's not just the food, it's everything. We're running out of time. With each passing moment, the reality settled in deeper. The world they knew was gone, and survival would demand everything. By candlelight, the group huddles together, whispering plans and ideas for the future. Jake suggests they search for other survivors or supplies nearby. Jake, if we stay here too long, we're just sitting ducks. Tomorrow, we scout. Paul, and if we don't come back? Sarah, then we're as good as gone anyway. They knew it was risky, but staying meant waiting to be found. They'd survived the first night, but they'd have to keep moving, keep fighting, if they wanted to survive the next. They outlined possible escape routes and agreed to take turns on watch duty through the night. Sarah sits by the window, clutching a flashlight and a kitchen knife. Outside, faint noises drift through the darkness. In the quiet of the night, fear found a way to creep into every corner. The memories of that first encounter replayed in her mind, and every shadow held the threat of another attack. She takes deep breaths, trying to stay calm, eyes scanning the horizon. A small sound startles her, but it's just a cat slipping by in the shadows. The first rays of dawn seep through the barricaded windows. Jake and Paul wake, and the group gathers by the front door, weapons in hand, ready for their next move. The night had been long, filled with fear and doubt. But as the sun rose, so did a glimmer of hope. Daylight brought a chance to survive, to find something better, or at least to try. They cautiously open the door and step outside, eyes scanning the street, prepared to face whatever the day brings.